I want to welcome to Pastor Blast. Today is Tuesday, June 18th, a belated Father's Day to all of you. In the church, it's important that we honor not just our own fathers and grandfathers, but all the caring men that God has blessed us with in our lives. Might be stepfathers and teachers and coaches and mentors. Maybe it's a neighborhood dad. Might be, a church grandpa that was there for you. My relationship with my own dad has been difficult in a lot of ways, but delightful in so many others. And it's really been quite a journey for both of us. He'd always been this charismatic, successful, elusive character. And, I'd say growing up, my sisters, we'd only see him occasionally because he worked a lot, and then when he got divorced from my mother, he moved to Montana, and we were living in Chicago. And what I would say came easy for him, his kids struggled with. And looking back, I would say that probably caused me to become kind of this driven individual. And I became very adept at pleasing other people and probably just too hard on myself. Over the decades, thankfully, both of us have grown a lot. He really listened to me when I expressed my displeasure with our relationship, what was going on. And I had to let go of some of my unrealistic expectations of what our relationship would be. He wasn't Superman after all. And I had to accept and love him just as he is. Well, I would say that some of the very best days of my life I've shared with my dad. In the fishing boat or on a hunting trip or just sitting around over a cold beer with our mutual admiration for our Slocum sense of humor that our wives could not fully appreciate. Well, he's 90 now and he's in assisted living. He's got Parkinson's and other issues, and you know what? I still need him very much. And it sounds strange, but I'm really proud of the father that he has become over the years. And it tells me that there's hope for me, that maybe I can grow up too, be like my dad. Because being a parent, I've also got the challenge of being the parent of not only Caroline, but also Mark. And I would say that nothing that I have experienced induces and speeds up spiritual growth like being a parent. And with Mark, we're kind of on the accelerated program, graduate school, and that's due to his autism. And those that have family and friends who have autistic children can kind of relate to what I'm saying. But nevertheless, being a parent has a way of purging you of selfishness, or it ought to. It forces you to be more patient. And also, I think my goal is to become like the father in the prodigal son. And there's a sense of powerlessness in that story that I think a lot of parents can relate to. It also relates to our Father in heaven. I want to circle back to that. Remember, God in heaven, our Father, has billions and billions and billions of sons and daughters that God is responsible for. And I always notice in the gospel, at the crucifixion of Jesus, the Father is shaken and broken when Christ is crucified. In Matthew, you've got these elaborate earthquakes. And I always see that as a sign of grieving and brokenness in that. Our Father, your Father and my Father, is likewise invested, immersed, and connected to you and to me and to each of his children. And I think that's true whether a child here on earth acknowledges God as Father or not. When I was a kid, I made the mistake of projecting my father and his personality, his character, on God. That created a lot of chaos for me, a lot of crazy expectations. I think that's something that happens a lot, unfortunately. And I think also that many believers have a hard time relating to God as Father. Maybe there was some abuse or some alcoholism in the family. But that doesn't change the reality that God is our Father. And that's really revealed. The character, the personality, the goodness of this Father is revealed in his Son, Jesus Christ. Happy Father's Day.